In Activity 8, Modeling Planet Distances, students build a model of the solar system and then compare and discuss relative distances of the various planets from each other and the Sun. You'll need the following materials from the kit: Activity Sheet 8, meter sticks, butcher paper, and masking tape. You'll also need to provide a local map, one set of planet models from Activity 6, scissors, and transparent tape. To prepare for Session 1, make a copy of Activity Sheet 8 for each student. Cut one 7.5 meter strip from the roll of butcher paper and tape it to a wall. This will become the backdrop for the classroom model of the solar system. On a local map, mark the location of your school. Choose and mark locations that are 9 kilometers and 4.5 kilometers from school. Finally, mark a spot on the map at 150 meters from your classroom. You'll refer to these locations during the discussion to determine a scale to use for the classroom model. The class will need one set of planet models from Activity 6, and each team of 4 will need a meter stick. To begin Session 1, review with the class the names of the planets and Pluto in order of their distance from the Sun. In Activity 6, students modeled the planets' relative sizes by scaling down the actual sizes of the planets. Explain to students that just as they scaled down the planets, they can also scale down the actual distances between objects in the solar system. In this activity, students will make a model that shows their relative distances from the Sun. Next, review with the class the elliptical orbits of the planets and the terms perihelion and aphelion. Inform students that since the distances at the perihelion and the aphelion are different, they cannot both be used to make the models, and that in this activity, only one distance measurement, the average distance, can be used. Refer to Figure 8.1 and read out loud the average actual distances of Earth and Neptune from the Sun as shown on the chart. Emphasize to students that these distances are enormous. Explain that by constructing a scale model that will fit inside the classroom, they can get a better idea of the relative distances between planets in the solar system. Ask students, do you think you could use the same scale for your solar system model that you used for your planets? Guide students to understand that if they used the same scale as the solar system model, 1 centimeter to 5,000 kilometers, they would have to put the model of Neptune 9 kilometers away from the model of the Sun. Take this opportunity to show students the location on the map that is 9 kilometers from school to help them understand how far away 9 kilometers is. Then write the ratio 1 meter to 1 million kilometers and ask students, how far would a model of Earth be from a model of the Sun if you were to scale its distance to this ratio? Help students calculate the scale to find that Earth would be 149.6 meters away. Again, show students the spot on the map where the Earth model would be, in this instance 150 meters from school. Next, help students scale the distance between a model of Neptune and one of the Sun at this scale. Students should conclude that at this scale, Neptune would be approximately 4.5 kilometers away from the Sun. Show students the place on the map you marked that is 4.5 kilometers from school. Guide students to understand that by using a scale of 1 meter to 1 million kilometers, the solar system model would not fit inside the classroom. Therefore, inform the class that they will use a 1 centimeter to 9 million kilometer scale. And then write this scale on the bottom corner of the butcher paper. Distribute a copy of Activity Sheet 8 to each student and call attention to the chart on the activity sheet that gives the average actual and scaled distances from the Sun of each planet. Point out that the actual distances are given in kilometers, and the scaled distances for their model are given in centimeters. Then draw a long rectangle on the board that represents the paper backdrop for their model, and draw the arc that represents the edge of a model sun. Tell students that in this activity, they'll measure the scaled distance for each planet model from the curved edge of the Sun. To accomplish this, students will make a dot with a pencil and then tape each planet model to the paper so that the center of each model is over the dot. Next, assign each team a specific planet model to display on the backdrop and distribute to teams their assigned planet model. As students begin to make the model of the solar system, remind students that the planets are in constant orbit around the Sun and are not lined up in a row as indicated in the simplified classroom model. After teams have finished modeling the scaled distances of the planets on the strip of paper, instruct students to complete Activity Sheet 8. Then stimulate a class discussion about the scale model to make sure students understand the relative distances of different planets from each other and from the Sun. To conclude the activity, return all materials to the kit and make sure to leave the solar system model on display in the classroom. For science background, reinforcement activities, curriculum connections, and information about the Delta Science Reader, please consult your DSM Teacher's Guide.